You are now tuned in to the Khaotic Kulture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Season 6 finale of the Khaotic Kulture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The Khaotic Kulture Podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/Khaotic Kulture Pod. Please be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for bonus episodes, content, and, of course, to help keep the lights on. Once again, we appreciate your support. I'm going to cut it brief today because I actually have some work to do after this, but you already know what it is. We are here to talk SummerSlam. So for those who have not tuned into this podcast and this is your first time watching, and once again, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for watching this podcast here. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha can navigate the crazy parts for finances, black business highlights, black professionals, community content creators, home ownership, HBCU sports, black nerddom, anime, wrestling, and especially black music. If it encompasses black culture, of course, we're going to cover it. Live from the 410, I am the host and the creator of the Khaotic Kulture Podcast. It's your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good stuff. 843 is me. Baltimore's the place to be. Always chaotic, never toxic most days. And back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. We already got one of the usual suspects up here because once again, we are talking wrestling. It's the guy himself, JBVersustheWorld. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Back again for like the umpteenth time. Still not in the intro. Still.
I'm making a new intro for season 7, bro. Y'all will be in it.
I know Bonnie somewhere out here feeling me on this.
Y'all will be included in the intro, man. One way or the other. I'm gonna make it happen. Even if I gotta dig deep into the files and cut the link so I can get it in there.
Word. But yeah, I'm good to be back. I said good to be black. That's true.
No,
but also good to be back.
That is very true.
But also good to be back here. I'm glad to be back, and also still very much impressed with how you run through the intro. That thing was almost 2 minutes straight. You ain't breathe once.
Oh. I've gotten used to this, man. I've gotten used to it, but
and you didn't stumble. That's equally impressive. You're not breathing and you're not stumbling.
Hey, when you do an intro a certain way for so long, like it kind of becomes clockwork, really and truly. Like I gotta look down every now and again just to be sure that I can like remember certain keywords, and then it's like boom, 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 boom. It's just like clockwork.
That's impressive.
Yeah, man.
Like truly, that is truly impressive.
Appreciate it. That acting training does come in handy when you've been doing it for a long time. So, speaking of which, I wanted to have this episode not only, of course, to talk about SummerSlam, which was the first ever 2-night SummerSlam in WWE's history, but just to talk about the things that happened after. But that being said, gotta dig deep into our mental health. That's how we start every episode. And for me, mental health has been I'm gonna say I've been more stressed than anything. And that's because I'm trying to obviously prepare for the panel that's going to be in Anime NYC. I've been trying to get that together and make sure that we got all of our ducks in a row, all our money is in a row, and to be sure that, nothing falls through the cracks, because I've had a couple of people who will not be able to join me and things like that. So I had to be sure that I was like, all right, well, these names are coming, these names aren't. This is what we're going to do. And yeah, but as y'all all know, and if you have not seen the commercial yet, obviously, or the video, you will know that, of course, Khaotic Kulture Podcast, once again, is hosting a panel at Anime NYC. Khaotic Kulture presents Pass the Aux Anime Music Edition. So please, please, please be sure that you come out, support us. Saturday, August 23rd, 8:45 p.m., Exhibit Hall 1B. We will have fun. There will be prizes. There will be music. Some of your favorite anime songs will be played. You may not get to everything because we only got 45 minutes to an hour to spare. But yeah, mainly I've just been stressed trying to get that in a row. That is good stress. The bad stress obviously is my job. Came out of, there was certain weeks that we had to prepare for, and then the weeks after were just as bad. So yeah, it's been quite an uphill battle, but I got through another work week. That's all I can say. So JB, if you want to touch on your mental health, you can. If you don't, you're more than welcome not to.
Oh man. I guess I'm gonna keep it brief. I'm gonna keep it light because we got to get into it. It's already like late.
Yeah, we're recording late, by the way, y'all.
But my mental health has been over the last week has been really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with family, but I'm seeing my nephew and just kind of just spending time with him, and like he's a year and a half old now. And like just seeing him grasp things and kind of just listening, understanding, taking instruction, and understand playing. And like I'm just thinking like a year ago, like in this very same space that I'm in now, he couldn't even really sit up on his own, and now he's like running around, and he knows his name, he knows his nickname, he knows my name, he knows me as uncle. Like if I say, hey, pick all that up and put that away, he'll do it because he understands it. And it's like, dang, you're incredibly young and you already like I see the wheels turning. And I don't know, man, like being around that kid is like more healing and more therapeutic, and it just, I don't know, it's just, it does my heart so much good. It does my mental so much good just to be around that kid. And just in anything that might have been plaguing me over the last few weeks or months, like, get out of here, man. That kid makes it all worth it. Just being around that kid, just, I don't know, he's a light. So I'm good. I had a job interview today. Yeah, I got some more stuff like coming up down the pike. Culture Clash fam, like we leveling up. Shout out to Chaz, former headbanger Mosh, who joined our ranks. He announced last week. Yeah, I'm coming back with the content. We got some new stuff coming. Like it's like things are looking up, and yeah, I'm in a good space right now. The best space I've been in a while.
Man. This man said headbanger Mosh, bro. That took me back to a time when I was a kid watching wrestling. Man, that's crazy. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for continuing to move forward and to, of course, continue building on the brand, man. That's what's most important. All right, so we got to talk about SummerSlam, y'all. This was a crazy 2-night event. I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed myself. There are some parts, of course, that made me realize again, like, okay, WWE, what are we doing here? But still, we'll get to that when we get to that. 2 nights. So let's start off with night one. Obviously, we had, I believe, 5 matches?
6 matches both nights.
Yeah, it was 6 matches both nights. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, technically 7.
Technically 7 on night one, if you want to call it a match. But yeah, it was 6 matches on both nights. So the night one, I was surprised that we were going to get started with this, and it was Roman and Jay versus the Bronze. Obviously, one's in the air. So yeah, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. What were your thoughts about the match, and how did you feel about it?
Man, I'm not surprised that Roman went first. If he's not going last, he's not going to go in the middle of the card. That's Roman freaking Reigns. He's the biggest draw in the industry. Like, he's not going to go in the middle. He's not going to go second to last. He's either going first or he's going last. That's it. Like, I'm not going to main event. Let me do this thing and let me get up out of here.
Nah, that is fair, yo. That is fair. Honestly, the way that they were, at least the way that they were advertising it, I thought that this would be the main event of night one. But when it wasn't, I was like, oh, they're saving the world championship match for the main event. I should have instinctively thought like, oh, there's going to be something that happens there clearly. But I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together. Also, I was at work during night one, so I, of course, had to watch the replay. And I stayed off of Twitter, but I had an inkling of what the end was going to be, because I was like, all right, if it goes this way, cool. But I'm suspecting this might happen as well. And of course, my suspicions were correct, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Roman, the very very entertaining match between the Bronze and the Fat. It's not the Fatus because they're not Fatu. Well, one is a
NYs.
Fatu, but yeah, the NYEs. Let's leave it at that.
The
So between
bloodline.
the cousins. The very entertaining match. Seeing Roman actually sacrifice himself for his cousin a couple times, I was like, yo, yeah, this is a change of character, because the old Roman would not have done that. Not the original Tribal Chief. He would not have done that in 2020 or 2021. He would have gaslit the hell.
Roman last year wouldn't have done it.
No, not yet. Not even last year. He wouldn't have done that. So to see him do that, I'm like, oh man, okay, this is. I don't know if you want to call Roman an absolute baby face, because he's still kind of in that enigma / tweener area, but it seems like the actions that he took seem more babyface than they do heelish. So for that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. As far as like if we're doing stars or anything, I gave that a match of 4.5 just because of the entertainment value. The fact that also when they got out of the ring and they were waiting for the Bronze to get back in the ring and Jay just went run it back at the beginning of the match, I was like, I said,
he got Roman on the bit.
Right. I was like, bro, that is hilarious. Okay. Y'all having
this
fun
man
out there.
farming mid-match.
Mid-match, bro. Like, hey, run it back. Okay. So, yeah, shout out to them, man. Also, what was another highlight of that match? Roman speared Braun through the barricade, right, to get his get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that jump, as soon as he did that jump over, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a PTO jump. That was a leap to PTO. He's about to be written off tomorrow. Let me make the most of this now.
Hey, I mean, well, he did show up on Raw, but I mean, yeah, he when I said that he took that leap, I was like, oh, he overzealous as hell, but that was still amazing to see.
I was surprised he still had it in him. Honestly,
me too.
I thought I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time I seen him do a dive like that, but I don't remember.
Brock SummerSlam.
Brock. Okay, so that would have been what, 2022?
Three.
Okay.
Because he lost the belt in 2024.
Yeah. So it had to have been 2023 then, because I'm thinking of something different. But yeah, it had to have been 2023.
Or did he do it? Yeah, I think he did it then.
No, yeah, wait. He didn't face Brock at SummerSlam 2023. He faced Jay at 2023.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
then
so
it was 2022.
Then. Wow,
he was deep in the bag.
Right, craziness. Yeah, but all right. So I gave it a 4.5. What did you give that match?
I'll give it a solid 4. Great opening match, good energy, good spots. Got the crowd hype.
Yes.
And I'm so happy. I've been kind of a little critical of the Yeet thing. Mm-hmm. Not because it's not entertaining, but I don't want that to become the thing for Jay. Mm-hmm. Like people get so caught up in the Yeet that they ignore, forget, or they overlook like other things about his wrestling, his character, the way he speaks, yada yada yada. Because fans get a chance to do that, and we'll get on that later because there's somebody else that does that in that family. But 4 solid, good winners. It went down the way that it should. And of course, Roman got written off. We're not going to see him until November or January. So it is what it is.
You definitely probably not going to see him until November. He'll pop up at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, moving on to the next match. It was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was the We're Not Friends, We're Allies of Convenience, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the then champs, the Judgment Day, comprised of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Or as I like to call them, Team Bad and Bougie versus Team Biggie Smalls.
Okay, that works. that really works. But anyway, I thought this match almost was similar to another match that happened on night 2. A little slow out the gates, but as the match continued, it started to really warm up and the crowd started to get in it a little bit. I think that they were trying to cool down, obviously, from the opener. And as the match progressed, you're like, oh, okay, no, people are actually getting invested now. The longer this match goes, and the women actually brought it. So I will give them that. They went about 15, 20 minutes. They put on a hell of a show. Of course, you got the little tease with Alexa Bliss accidentally hitting Charlotte, and then as she was getting ready to hit Roxanne with the Sister Abigail DDT, you saw Charlotte looking at her like she wanted to kill her, and then big booted Raquel, which led to the win. And so, you know what? I have been very critical of Charlotte Flair lately, just because, not necessarily because of who she is and whatnot. I know Ashley Flair can only do what the company gives her, but I know that she was always in more prominent spots, championship spots, and then you could never tell. It's like, okay, are you a heel? Are you a face? What is it this time? Like, what are you? And then when it comes to like certain people, it's just always like, okay, no, she's always going to be the bad guy. And then that whole situation with Tiffany Stratton just was like, okay, yeah, that was not a good look for that build. But partnering with Alexa Bliss, you can tell she's having fun again. And I think the crowd realizes that, and they really got behind those two to win the tag championship. So I will give them their props as well. We're finally getting some sort of semblance with the women's tag team championships. I've just got my fingers crossed because I know those titles are cursed. So it just seems like every time somebody gets injured. So I'm knocking on wood, and I'm hoping that Charlotte doesn't get re-injured and Alexa Bliss does not get re-injured. We are hoping for the best with that tag team. But how did you feel about the match?
Oh man, all right, I agree with you. This is the most likable Charlotte Flair has ever been, like, in her career. Not to say that she's ever been like bad, but at least to me, and apparently to you too. She's been light, she's been airy, she's been funny. She's got a good dynamic going with Alexa, and it fits. Also, shout out, and oh my God, I'm saying this, so shout out to Raquel for listening to the advice of Kevin Nash, who told her to work bigger and work stronger.
Yeah.
And it has worked for her. This is the best she's looked over the last month. Like, she has looked dominant. She has looked stronger. She has looked better. She looks like a force. And that's been something that she's been lacking really since NXT. So this is like the best that she's looked recently, and it's showing. Also, a lot of first timers for this SummerSlam. Roxanne, Raquel, their first SummerSlam. We didn't mention it, but Braun's first SummerSlam as Braun. Well, Braun and Braun's first SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And we got more of that on the way, but I digress. This is a solid match. It was very fun. I'm not sure about the winners, but I'm not mad at it. I went 2-4 in my predictions of the night for this one, and this is the first one I got wrong. And even still, I'm not mad at it. I give it a 3.5. I give it a 3.5.
Okay, I gave it a 3.75. I was like, because I predicted that they would win. I said, okay, this is Charlotte and Alexa. They're gonna cash in on this dynamic, just because of how funny these two have been and how well they play off of each other and the chemistry that these two have. They would be dumb not to do this. So I already know, like, the Judgment Day cycle will continue with or without the women's tag team championships. And since if you've watched Raw, obviously they lost again to them. I'm like, that's definitely going to play into whenever Liv does come back. There's going to be a lot of vitriol there. Like, y'all lost the tag team titles, and then that could be a whole thing. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. But I definitely liked the match. And
Roxanne flirting with Dom too. We ain't forget about that.
Listen. That is, yeah, the Judgment Day, when it looked like they were falling off, they find a way to revive that group no matter what. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. And sometimes I do get tired of the Judgment Day vortex, but I think this time around with Roxanne Perez, it adds a different dynamic. So like, oh, things are getting a little spicy now. Okay. I want to see more of this, please. Now over to perhaps the worst match of the night. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, and this is not an affront on both of them, as you know they're both incredible performers. They both are execute well in the ring. It just fell flat considering their story and the way that it ended. It just it was Sami going over clean without any controversy at all. Obviously, you had the tease there with with the pipe and whatnot, like, is he or isn't he? And, Scarlett tempting him to use the pipe and whatnot, and he decided not to, and then hit an exploder and then hit a haluva kick, and that was it. And I was just kind of like, it fell flat. Like, it felt like there should have been more, that Karrion should have did more to antagonize him throughout the match, or, to hurt him throughout the match. It just felt like this could have been saved for a Raw. That's kind of how I felt about the match. And it just feels like for this to be the blow-off match, what did this do? Other than keep Sami solidified as that underdog who will eventually win the world title, because the way that they're carrying the story, eventually he will get that title shot. I don't know when, but that's what they're playing into. So that being said, I don't know what you do with Karrion after this. Obviously, there was rumors about his contract expiring, and they have not renewed it. I don't know, especially with the way that WWE is trying to be so hush-hush about contracts now and things like that. We'll see what happens, but this just, I wanted to give it a 2, and I'm just like, I don't even know if I can give it a 2 stars. It fell that flat to me, so.
I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
And not because I thought the match was bad. I thought the match was very solid. I know a lot of people complain about the match, and they complain about the chemistry, and then people complain about Cross. And I don't understand why people complain about Cross. Cross is a very fine worker in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the character, he's got the persona, like he's got the entrance, he's got the girl, like he's got all the things working for him. He hasn't been given a proper chance.
He hasn't.
And anytime they've had an opportunity to pull the trigger on him when it matters, they just don't. If you were going to do one-on-one, one-to-one, like on the record between him and Sami going into a rubber match, like Cross could have won that first match, like in Saudi on the bigger stage, before Sami got the win back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have done nothing but undercut, undermine, and ignore, like, the fans, probably him, and who knows how many other people in the back about not just him, but about other performers as well. Yeah. And it seems to be like the thing that happens on the spoke of the WWE machine. And I understand there's only so much TV time, and there's only so much room, and only so many titles to go around, and those things are limited. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But this man has been getting thunderous applause after thunderous applause after thunderous applause, chant after chant after chant. He gets, like, we want Cross hashtags online, like one of the biggest rising followings on social media when it comes to wrestlers, and nothing. We get nothing. And it's disappointing, it's disheartening, and it's no shade to Sami, but this match gets it too, because Cross should have won. This went over the wrong way.
Yeah.
And he could be walking out, as far as we know, when his contract is allegedly up this weekend as of this recording. And fumble.
Yeah, fumble. This absolute fumble. It's like but as we said, there's another character that they continue to fumble the ball with as well that I wanted to speak about a little bit. But still, this whole situation with Cross, they really fumble the ball, because it's just like, you see that he's getting a reaction, you see that he's trending online, and yet y'all refuse to just pull the trigger on. And I don't know why. I don't know what their issue is with Cross, or I don't understand it. But still, they could do so much more with him, and they just choose not to.
This feels like Rusev Day all over again.
Yeah, that is a very, very solid comparison. It's like, damn, this man Rusev got over all on his own, and yet Vince just didn't see it and would not push him. It's the same situation with Cross. It just seems like he got himself over. People are really tuned in, and he really is clawing back from the way Vince fumbled him, and yet nothing. So
which is crazy because in Triple H's NXT, Cross was the guy.
Yeah, Cross, he really was. So I don't know if it's a Triple H holding him back. I don't know if it's a Bruce Pritchard thing. It could be just the entire team in general. Just I don't know if Triple H lost faith. I don't know. I don't know why you would lose faith when you see the way that the audience reacts to him. But yeah, this definitely should have been Cross's win. Or if you were gonna put Sammy over, don't put him over like super clean. It could have been in like a desperate win, like he was, he Cross beat the hell out of him, and then he got away with the most devastating move in sports entertainment, the surprise roll up, and then you could have Cross just beat him afterwards, like, all right, you were right, but I'm not leaving here without my pound of flesh, and could have left it at that, and Cross still would have been over, but it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully, we'll find out what that contract situation is by the end of the week. Next, the women's championship match between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Now, me being me, I'm not going to cheer against the black woman. I was never going to do that, but I knew that Tiffany was not dropping the title. I just knew. Yeah. It was like, all right, yeah, they're not doing that, and it may be.
I'm recording.
And it may be that they, I don't know, maybe they just really want to like really push Tiffany to be like a dominant champion, and I don't have any problems with that. That being said, for the short amount of time that they gave this match, which was like 7 minutes, I will give them some credit, man. Like I didn't think that Jade would be able to, look as good as she did, because there was a couple times I was getting a little worried about how Jade would look in the ring. But in this match, I'm like, oh, you know what? For a 7-minute match, it wasn't bad. It was just more like you only got 7 minutes and just hit the go button and go. And that's exactly what they did. And this still kind of keeps Jade in that title picture, or at least still makes her look dominant, because she did have Tiffany dead to rights, but got overzealous with the pin, which was that was a callback to when she won Queen of the Ring. So I was like, okay, the overzealous pin this time actually did cost her, and Tiffany took advantage of that when all is said and done. So I gave it a 3, just because of the length of the match, and there could have obviously been more, but I think for what they were given and the time that they were given, they still were able to make it, a decent and a solid outing. So that's kind of how I see it.
I'm giving this 2.5. Only because Jay lost.
Fair.
If there was ever a time for you to pull the trigger on Jade, this was going to be it. You had her when Queen of the Ring by defeating the Asuka.
Yes.
The Asuka, clean as a whistle, no interference, no shenanigans, nothing. And you have her lose to Tiffany, clean as this was Jade's first ever completely clean loss, like as a wrestler, outside of Chris Statlander.
Yeah,
like this is the first one in WWE for sure, and I don't know what that says. I'm not sure if it's a lack of faith. I'm not sure like what the issue is. And honestly, and I say this with no shade about Tiffany either, but I don't get it. I get it, but I don't. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's got the body. You know what I'm saying? She's got the finisher. She's got the catchphrase, but she's got a moveset, but just something isn't clicking. Like, what is it about? What is so compelling about her? What is it about her character? What is her struggle? What is it that we're believing in? What is it that we're following? What is it that we're supposed to be like rooting for her for? Because she's attractive? Because she can do a moonsault? Like, what is it? I don't get it. There's something missing there. It has been missing, and I don't think that it's unsalvageable. I don't think it's lost. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and give her something to give us something to believe in as a fan base, and they just haven't done it. And to put her over again, like we have costed Jade clean in a way that I don't know, man. I just couldn't get with it. It was a good match. They hit gold. They hit all the high spots. Like they did everything they were supposed to do to make the match believable and make it good, and it was. It's just I was so deflated by that outcome, the way that it happened, and I was just 2.5 for me, bro. 2.5 for me.
I look, and I get it. I get where you're coming from. The only reason like I didn't lower my score is just because, again, yeah, Jay did lose, but she did have the match won. You know, the way that they told the story in the ring, she had the match won and just got overzealous, and obviously, you know, Tiffany's foot ended up on the rope. But you know, and I think that that's just to say that I know that they're not finished with Jade. Do I think that this could have been the time to pull the trigger? Absolutely, they should have. But something in the back of my head told me, I'm like, I don't think they're pulling the trigger yet. I don't want to say Survivor Series, maybe Clash in Paris, maybe somewhere else, but I think they, you know, for whatever reason, whatever they see in Tiffany, they like what they see, I guess. I'm kind of like you. I'm not sold on Tiffany as a face. I think she works better as a heel just because of the personality and like the gimmick that she has.
Yeah.
But that's me. Like I'm like, what exactly are we cheering? Are we just cheering just because she is who she is? But
Like
either
keep it
way,
up. Like keep it
yeah,
up. Like and respectfully, as I say this, you know, as I'm about to cuss on your show, she's a bitch. She's a better as a bitch than she is than a believable baby face.
yeah.
That daddy's rich girl shtick that she did, and the spoiled brat that she was afterward that got her over at NXT, that I'm better than you tip. That worked.
Yeah, the Tiffany epiphany that was that worked. I'm like, yeah, she definitely works better as a heel. That
Absolutely.
and as you say that, I also said that's kind of how I feel about certain characters in NXT, i.e. JC Jane. No disrespect to JC the worker. JC is a fine worker as itself. As a believable NXT Women's and TNA Knockouts champion, I just don't see it. I don't see it, and I also don't like the super mean girl in a mean girl group gimmick. I think it's stale. It's just kind of like, okay, you know, it's cool to be a heel, but can we like do something else?
It wouldn't
Because
be NXT without a mean girl group in there somewhere.
yeah, you are right. There's always at least one. There's always at least one.
One.
So I guess that is the case, and I think that we're seeing, you know, fractures within the group, because obviously we were seeing fractures before, and now that JC is a double champ, we're seeing her being like super commanding and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, yeah, but you know, I kind of got the when it was Toxic Attraction, I kind of got the point of it all, because you know, Mandy Rose had come back from the main roster down, so it even though she was still a chicken heel, it was still a little more believable. With this, I'm just like, I don't get it at all. But let me get off my soapbox about that.
In her defense, she ain't winning clean.
She's
At
not.
all.
She's not, though. She did kind of win clean over Masha Slamovich. Kinda. It was more. Yeah, it was more clean than the way that she won over Stephanie. Like with Stephanie, she didn't win clean at all. But with Masha, it was just like, wait, what? She didn't like really play dirty for real. Or at least the heel tactics didn't work. It just took one misstep from Slamovich for JC to take advantage of, and that's like, okay. But either way, yeah, let me move on. How do we feel about the Jelly Roll match? We had Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew. And I think this is the first time that I've been a WWE fan that a celebrity did not win a match.
I believe it is. And I say this with respect to Jelly Roll. He seems like the nicest guy in the world. Nobody has a bad word to say about him as person, who he is, etc., etc. Like, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like passionate. Like, by all accounts, he put the work in. But respectfully, I'm good ever seeing him in a wrestling match again.
I'm giving an air horn on that.
I'm good. Like, you did it. You did your big one. on the biggest event of the summer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't need to see no more.
The problem is that he took an L, and he was the one to look at the lights. Because of that, I don't think we're done with Jelly Roll. I really don't, because he took the L. I'm like, they're gonna do more with him. I can already see it. I'm like you though. I'm like, I'd be okay if I never saw a Jelly Roll match ever again. And again, respect to him. I know he's a nice guy. I know that he really got it out the mud, but
and really credit him for putting his body on the line, because like that is tough.
Yeah, like, that man literally took an announcer's table bump. Like, I will give him all the credit in the world for that. He's got my respect for that. But also, I'll be okay if I never see another match ever again, bro.
I promise you, that's the one match I won't be rewatching from this ever again.
Oh no, not at all.
I think a part of it is we got spoiled because between Logan Paul,
Bad
Bunny, Stephen Amell,
no.
Yeah, and even Shaq in AEW, like the last few celebrity matches that we've had, like they've been all right. They've been at bare minimum, they've been all right.
For sure.
This was not.
This was like, okay, yeah. Props to him. He's got my respect. The match itself, I'm still like, because of the grit that he showed, I gave it a 0.5 because I initially was gonna give it a 2-star, but I'm like, all right, but you know what? You took that frog splash through the announcer's table. I'll give you a 0.5 for that. So 2.5.
I'll give it a 1.5 because they have all the other performers. I think it's the first time I've had a match ranked higher than you so far.
Well, you're right. Yeah, I'm just like, dang, you. Sheesh.
We just don't need to see that shit ever again.
No, I'm good.
We're good. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
but we're good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that leaves us with the World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and CM Punk. And I'm also going to include the cash-in as that as well. For those who don't know, obviously, spoiler alert, but yes, CM Punk came out the victor between Gunther and himself and was World Heavyweight Champion for all of less than 5 minutes before the Roos of the Century. And Seth Rollins came out in his crutches and in his brace. And we all thought, well, first off, if you knew that that it was a fake out, props to you. You probably didn't, but a lot of people and a lot of the dirt sheets were suspecting that this might be a fake out. So obviously he came up the top of the ramp, was just like it's only a matter of time, and was showing off the briefcase, yada yada, just to turn right around, drop the crutches, take off the brace, and then go, cash in on CM Punk. And now Seth Rollins is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Honestly, first let's get to the Gunther and the CM Punk match. Gunther continues to not have bad matches. Like, Gunther is a hooper, and this was one of CM Punk's best matches since he came back to WWE, outside of the Hell in a Cell match, obviously.
No, this is one of his best matches since he came back, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, they had a great match, and the storytelling was there. You could see the reverse holds where CM Punk was trying to put on the sharpshooter, then Gunther did, and then CM Punk did. You could see like the technicality between the two was crazy. You could see CM Punk was avoiding the chop all at the beginning until he finally got hit with one, and it was just like, oof. A lot of stuff happened. Of course, Gunther got overzealous and was standing on the announce table posing, and CM Punk tripped him up, and we got our color spot, and the only color spot that we got over the weekend. And he bladed hard because there was a lot of blood. I was like, yo, okay.
When was the last time we had a blade job? I think it goes to that Brock match.
Yeah, though I think Jimmy bladed Jimmy Uso bladed pretty hard during one. I forgot what segment that was. This
Oh
past year.
yeah, we got his ass beat with Solo in now.
Yeah. He bladed hard on that one, but this
Oh,
one.
Gunther beat his ass. That's what happened. WrestleMania build.
Yeah, WrestleMania build up. Gunther was beating up Jimmy and Jimmy
Like he
bladed.
wiped his blood on his chest and whatnot.
So
Yeah.
that was crazy. I think that might be sort of a little tiny callback now that we mentioned it, because then he saw his own blood and he freaked out. So I think that's the first time. It's the first time that Gunther ever like bladed for real. As long as he's been in WWE, even when he was still going by his real name Walter, like he's never had a blade job like that. So to see color on Gunther was crazy, and that's when I knew. I'm like, oh, if the cash-in doesn't happen and this match doesn't turn into a triple threat, then CM Punk is going to actually end up winning the match. And then, of course, just to see CM Punk hit the GTS, of course, we got the spot where Gunther doesn't go down, and then CM Punk picks him back up, hits him again, and gets the 1, 2, 3. All I got to say about the match is that was absolutely phenomenal. That match itself, I had given a 4.75, and then the cash in for me turned it into a 5. I was like, you know what? All of that combined, I'm like, yep, that's cinema for me. That is the WWE that I love. Yes, all of that. Again, if you've read the dirt sheets, obviously a lot of people were hip to, I guess, Seth Rollins faking an injury. And I had said to my friend, I said, if Seth Rollins' injury is legit, then Punk will just win and that'll be that. If it's a ruse, then obviously I have him cashing in and winning the title. Though I thought he, again, was going to cash in the middle of the match. And they were going to look at him like, what are you doing here? Seeing with the crutches and whatnot. Then he takes them off and then makes it a triple threat and then wins like that. But I guess they wanted to switch it up a little bit since Naomi, cashed in at Evolution and made it a triple threat. So to have Punk win the title just for Seth Rollins to cash in on him and basically make him Drew McIntyre Part 2. I think that was a great callback, because it was like, damn, CM Punk made Drew a 5-minute champion just for him to turn around and be, champion for less than 5 minutes. And they're like, wow, when the tables turn, they turn. So
let me tell you something about Walter, man, about Big Goon. This man, and I want you to put a graphic over this as I make this analogy, and I want you to follow me with me. Just follow me.
Mm-hmm.
This man, Gunther, if he was taught by an anime teacher, it would be free reign. This man ain't got no fancy smells, nothing exotic, nothing sexy, but he maxed out all the basics.
Yes.
Everything. What is his finisher? Doesn't really have one. Well, how does he beat you? He chops you. He power bombs you. He puts you to sleep. He might splash on you.
I've seen him win with a clothesline.
My clothesline, yeah. I've seen him just beat somebody on their chest and beat them.
Yep.
Like he might hit you with a dinosaur drop kick.
Yep.
He doesn't have a finisher. He just has all basic shit, and that works for him.
Yeah, it does.
And it's magnifique how good of a wrestler he is, and it's so understated. Somebody said, "Oh, he's boring," and I'm like, to you, he's boring. To him, to what he is, what he represents, what he's supposed to be, he is perfect. Because he thinks that all your favorites, with all their fancy moves and all their fancy finishers, that's fluff, no stuff. I'm going to chop you in the chest and you're going to quit. I'm going to powerbomb you and you're going to fold. I'm going to splash on you. You're going to be a pancake. I'm literally going to put you to sleep and you're going to nap. And that's going to be the end of it. Because my name is Big Goon. I don't play these games. I'm the WWE Joe Kick. I don't need nothing else.
No, for real, bro. The comparison to Nikola Jokic is spot on. Like, nothing fancy, nothing splashy, just, maxed out fundamentals and a shot that don't look like it got no lift but it goes in every single time.
Every time, bro. He don't need nothing else. That's big gold. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. And what I love about the storytelling of this match is every match he's lost in WWE, bro. It's that arrogance, bro. It's like it's that ego. He be feeling himself, and because he feeling himself, he be costing himself every single time. He did it against Sammy. He did it against Jay. He did it against Punk. And that's the only times you could mention because it's the only times he lost.
I was gonna say, well, the only time that it wasn't his ego, he just got beat down was Ilya. That's the only time that was legit. Yeah. My ego didn't cost me the match. Ilya just wanted it that badly.
Ilya but I mean, we're not talking about the NXT because he also lost to Braun clean in NXT too. But
that's fair.
We're not talking about that right now. Yeah. We're talking main roster. Gunter, big goon. That man don't lose unless he costs himself. Ain't nobody beat him but himself every single time. And credit to Punk, man. That man took a licking and kept on ticking the entire night. That man he got dog walk, bro. He got dog walk something serious the whole match up until that moment. That man, I have seen him before. I can't say that I haven't. Like, I've seen a man's chest bleed from getting chopped. He was spamming them chops too. He was spamming like unlimited finishers, even though it's not a finisher. Unlimited non-finishers. Just he chopped his chest. He chopped his neck. He chopped his back. He chopped the back of his head. He did chop his thigh. My golly.
Yeah, bro. When I saw that, I literally said, I'm like, did this man go through literally just chop his thigh? Yeah, you know what? You got it, dog. You got it, Walter Hahn.
Again, maxed out stats on the basics. It's Zoltrick the whole way. I don't need nothing else.
For sure.
I don't need nothing else. This was an incredible match, man. Like this is by far my favorite match of the night. I think it's the one that we were looking for. It fit the bill of a main event that it gave you that big fight feel the entire time. And they told a story. And Gunther doesn't look weak in defeat as he shouldn't in all of this. But yeah, this is incredible. And I can go on all night about this match. But again, I know you gave this match 5 stars, but this will be the second time in a row I'm gonna give a match higher than you. It's 5 stars, 6 stars in Tokyo Dome.
6 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
6 stars in Tokyo Dome.
Okay. I fuck with it. I fuck with it, man. So just what was your thoughts on the cash in? Did you expect it to go the way that you did? Or did it surprise you?
Honestly, I thought it was either going to go one of two ways when Seth comes out. Either this is just a warning and this is going to be a while, or it was going to happen right then and there.
For sure.
So I thought it was going to be either or. I wasn't paying super close attention to the dirt sheets. I heard some people say that. Shout out to Lovely, man, because she was on the nose with it from the jump. She was a fool for a second, and I just kind of like I read it and I was like, maybe not. Who knows? But
yeah,
she was right. It didn't make me know. Never mind. I don't care that he faked the injury. I don't care about the logic behind it. I don't care about the plan B. I don't care about none of that. This is wrestling. This shit is goofy as fuck. Goofy wrestling for life. Do not care. This is the type of cash in that we live for. Jeff Hardy got his get back from all those years ago. Who Seth Rollins is the world champion. I can't stand that fucking hater that he is. But good on him for being a champion. He did what he was supposed to do.
Nah, for sure, man. Like Seth Rollins is definitely a candidate for hater of the year. I'm putting him in that category for hater of the year in wrestling. There's obviously more, but he's definitely in that category for me.
And I can't stand Seth Rollins, by the way. I am his biggest hater.
Dang,
I am his biggest hater. I am, bro. He is such a hypocrite, bro. He is such a hypocrite. And there's one thing I cannot stand in life, bro. I cannot stand hypocrites. Like all this talk about the greater good and do what's best for the company and do what's best for the wrestling and fighting for the soul of the future. And all it meant for him was getting control and taking away the things that he was envious of. He wanted to take Roman's wives, man. He's talking about the hate for Punk, but Punk left him alone. He kept antagonizing him. And now you mad. Like, and now you mad. You want to get into a petty off with Punk. That's not a smart idea because that man don't care for real.
No.
He can have a pocket full of fucks and he would not give you one. Like, the petty of that man is unreal. And you kept picking at him, and here you are. Now you're still mad. You couldn't beat him clean, so you had to orchestrate a plan to make it happen.
Yep.
You were a hypocrite, bro. It was never about the betterment of wrestling. It was always about putting you on top. And that's why I don't like him. That's why I don't respect him. As for the moves that he makes. As a performer, aces. I can't say nothing about him. Kobe Lopez, the person, like, nothing but good things to say about him as a person. But Seth Rollins, the wrestler, Seth Rollins, the character,
Mm-hmm. Nah, for sure, man. I'm just like, yeah, no, Kobe Lopez, the wrestler. I'm just like, hey, man, he one of them ones. But yeah, the Seth Rollins character, it's just like, dang, bro, you the biggest hypocrite out of them all. I can't even deny you that, bro. I don't hate his character. But you make absolutely valid points. Like, it's like, yo, he's literally the biggest hypocrite in all of wrestling as character wise. So
now, think about this before we move on. I just want you to consider this. Think about his team. He's got a former wise man. He's got a big Samoan, and he's got a big dog.
Well, yeah. Though I mean, is Bronson Reed Samoan? I thought he was Australian.
Yes, he is. He's Samoan.
Yeah,
he is.
I did not know that he had Samoan blood in him, but that kind of makes sense. I knew it was something out of the islands, but I just thought, I'm like, oh, he's just from Australia, but that makes sense, I guess.
No, he ain't oosing him, but yeah, he definitely got Samoan blood in him. In fact, I'm gonna look it up right now on Wikipedia just to verify.
Okay.
Let's see here. Jonah Rock.
No, you are right. I'm looking at a page and it said he is of Samoan descent.
Yep.
Oof.
He got a big ass Samoan and a big dog and a wise man. He just got Roman Reigns divided up on his side now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way. I'm so glad I said that because it just reminds me of my biggest point about him. Why I can't stand him and all this. Mm-hmm. He did all that about Roman, all that hating on Roman, but he created the monster that Roman was when he took that chair to his back.
Yep.
Roman might have done the acts that he have committed, but all that came from a place of trauma because of the trauma that Seth inflicted on him all those years ago when he betrayed him for no reason.
Eventually, we gonna get to that match where Roman will finally get his get back, and finally actually get a win. I don't know if it's gonna be 2026. I was thinking man, they gotta have that that actual blow off when Roman finally gets his revenge for real. I want to say maybe this coming WrestleMania, or maybe it's a little further down the line. But before them two hang it up or leave WWE, it's got to be like how Rock needed to get that win against Stone Cold at WrestleMania and finally did at 19. It's the same thing. Roman needs to get that win.
As at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, all right. We have covered night one. Overall, night one was solid. There were some good hits and some misses there, but overall, night one was a very, very solid night. Night two, start off with the Women's World Championship triple threat match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi this time, who was the current champion. Now, obviously, we've seen this triple threat play out before with Rhea and Io. Just this time, it's a different black woman involved. Instead of it being Bianca Belair, now it was Naomi. And we are continuing the story once again of Rhea still not being able to get that win over Io, despite it being a triple threat match. We saw at the very end, we saw Rhea hit Io with an avalanche riptide, but then here comes Naomi and Kane, and rolled her up with the most devastating move in all sports entertainment and held the tights and got the win. And it's a triple threat match, so it didn't matter if she held the tights or not. It's all legal. So Naomi got out there with a win, and yep, Naomi still a champ. Of course, one, I was not going against the black woman. That was not happening. That was not happening. Two, I love. It's very rare that I say that I love a heel character, but I love Naomi's heel character. It is so. It's like it's funny. It is very hilarious. Just like, and then when she busts out that laugh, I'm just like, yo, this is just too good, man. This is too rich. I don't care what she got to say to her opponents or the audience if she comes out there and like, I'm never booing. I was like, Naomi is one person that I will not boo. There's a lot of people on this roster I will not boo. Like, I'm not booing Naomi. That's one. I'm not booing. There was another black. I'm not booing Trick Williams. I don't care how much of a heel character he is. I'm not booing him. And there was a third. I want to say it was Bianca Belair, obviously. No, there's a fourth. I'm not booing Roxanne Perez. But as far as black wrestlers, those three, I'm never booing. They could do no wrong in my eyes. Anyway, the match was very solid. I gave it a 4. I thought it was a very, very great starter. It got the audience involved. Of course, everyone loves Rhea Ripley. They had some spots in there. I know I'm missing the spot because there was one that I thought that it was really cool, but I can't think of it right now. I'm having brain blip. But either way, I thought it was a very, very, very solid match, and the right person won. And now we can continue that story where, can Rhea or can she not beat Io? So I'm looking forward to see where that goes. Or what are your thoughts?
Man, first off, before I get started, shout out to Naomi's father for that performance on the
crate. I didn't realize that was her dad. And then when they said the name, I was like, from Cool in the Game, Sean McGray. And I was like, oh, wow. And that's probably because I didn't watch Total Divas. So obviously I wouldn't know, but I guess those who have knew, but I still didn't know. So finding that out was like a big, big little known Black history fact.
Yeah. So. Played his daughter out to the ring, walked down the aisleway with her and everything. It was a dope moment. And I know that she had a hard time keeping the emotions in check walking down to the ring. I know that meant a lot to both of them. So, I'm glad that they were able to have that. Black Dads rock.
For sure.
But on to the match itself. This is a super fun opener.
Yes.
I don't think it was as good as the Bianca triple threat at Mania, but it didn't have to be. This is its own thing. It's its own show, its own flavor, its own mix of energies with its own histories. And Naomi winning it wasn't just the absolute right call. It was the only call to make.
Only call.
And I'm glad that she did it. I'm glad she can move on to after who she called tonight on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie Velcro. I'm glad that they had that. I'm glad. It was a good match. It's just, man, it was good, man. Io, regardless of gender, has a case for being best wrestler in the world, regardless of gender. Rhea Ripley is one of the best and most electric performers in the industry. One of the biggest stars the company has. Also regardless of gender. And Naomi is getting her flowers finally after all this time. 8 years it took.
Yes.
For her 7 years from her last SummerSlam.
For sure, man.
Keep feeding her.
Please.
Man. So overall, I'm gonna give this a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this a 4.
So we got the same.
Yeah.
All right. That leads us into the 16 TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Now, first and foremost, I don't know what WWE needs to do to that Raw Tag Team division, but whatever needs to be done, it needs to be done fast because SmackDown's Tag Team division right now is outpacing them by miles, and it's not even close. I was worried that because there were so many people in the match that it would turn out like that tag match back at WrestleMania 40. I'm like, oh, it's just gonna get muddied, and it's not everybody's gonna get their highlights, and that's of course when they split the titles and whatnot. I was afraid that it was gonna be something like that, but no, this match was everything I wanted it to be, and then even more. First and foremost, shout out to Candice LeRae. She is a trooper for
That's
taking that bump. Like, oh my God. I know
Are we
that
sure
she's
she's alive?
yeah, I literally was like, the way that they were surrounding him, like, yo, is she all right for real? Like, is she good? Yeah, the now was it Axiom or was it Ray Phoenix who put Angelo Dawkins through the table on the outside with the Spanish fly?
That was I want to say that was Axiom.
Okay. Yeah, that move literally had me literally scream out loud. Oh shit. I jumped. I was like, oh my God, like, yo, what? so many like table bumps, so many chair bumps. Shout out to DIY for just being like they were the comedy act of this match. Like, just everything they did was like comical. And then this man, Tommaso Ciampa, hanging from the carabiner. We thought that it was about to be another it was about to be a WrestleMania 17 moment where Nathan Frazier got out the ladder and looked like he was about to spear him, and then completely missed because this man literally curled up to avoid the spear. And I was like, yo, you gotta have crazy ass core strength to do that. Free hanging, like, bro, you free balled that and you just like, nope. That was
Free ball is crazy.
I did it purposely, but yeah, it was absolutely insane. I obviously, do I think that the Wyatt Six should have retained? I don't know. I think for me, I don't hate the Wyatt Six. I kind of like them. I kind of like that they're not really spooky wooky, but more so just like cuckoo in the head. I kind of like that part of their gimmick. That being said, also, they also did the least amount of work in this match because everybody else, did some crazy bumps, and they were the ones who took the least amount of bumps. But I guess you could say it's kind of heelish. It's like, okay, well, they took the least amount of bumps, and they were the ones who got the win, so it kind of works.
The whole crew involved.
They did. That's they got everybody involved. Obviously, when Candice LeRae got involved, B-Fab came out, as well as Nikki Cross, aka Abby the Witch. She got involved, and of course, Big Eric Rowan got involved. I did like where I saw the Street Profits like did a football tackle through the table. And then of course Uncle Howdy got involved as well. Did he take a bump?
He did take a bump.
Okay. Was he the one that was that the ladder bridge bump that he the first ladder bridge bump that he went through, or was that somebody else?
Oh man, I can't quite remember. I want to say yes.
Okay.
He definitely fell off something onto something.
Yeah. I know that there was also there was another ladder. There was a ladder on the other side. There was a ladder bridge on the other side of the ladder, and I didn't see it. And someone ended up taking a big bump, and I was just like, "Oh, I did not see that ladder right there. Wow!" And then DIY taking that bump through three tables because the fourth table didn't break on the outside. So shout out to them. But yeah, this was the car crash that I wanted. With the fact that I was worried about 12 people being involved in the match, and a total of 17 were involved, and it still made for an entertaining match. So hats off to them. The SmackDown Tag Team division is once again up here, and then for me, it's them, then it's AAA, then it's NXT, and then AEW is off somewhere. Not AEW, then it's Raw, excuse me. AEW obviously has I don't know what's going on with their tag team division either, but still, Raw tag team division is, it needs work. It needs hell of work.
It is possible right now.
Yeah, it's absolute 100% garbage. So
yeah, dumpster juice.
Yeah. This is a 5. I'm not even gonna hold it. I don't care who the winner was. This is a 5.
Man, I think the Wyatts winning was the right call. I think it was the only call. They've been the boogeyman of the division since they decided to be into it. If you were going to take it off them without them losing clean, you could have done that, but it's way too early for that. Also, shout out to the Motor City Machine Guns. This is their first SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yep.
Yeah, I believe it was also DIY's first as well. So,
what as a tag team, I think so. Yeah,
I think as if in general. I
That's
think so.
a
General.
let me look that up. Was this DIYs first SummerSlam? A lot of firsts happening. I know this was Joe Gacy's first SummerSlam.
I can confirm at least 17 participants this weekend in their first SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
At least 17.
It says okay. Well, I don't. I'm pretty sure that DIY was somehow or another involved with one of those SummerSlams, but I can't think of it right now. Either way, yeah. This again match was a 5 for me. I don't know what it was for you.
This wasn't a wrestling match. This was a beautiful train wreck. a collision of human bodies.
Yep.
Like a mangling of the physical being. It was violent. It was carnage. There were no survivors. Nobody was spared, and I loved every second of it.
Yes,
this was that real heat that we've been needing. This is that real hate, that real I don't care about my other person's physical being. I'm going to do things to hurt you to make sure me and mine can get this. This was real yearning, wrestling edition. Like, oh my God, it was so good. I can't speak on this match enough. Like, it's one of those ones that, man, some people say it's like, no, there's too many people in the match. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. It was 16. It could have been 18. It could have been 20. I don't care. Give me all the carnage. Okay, give me more tables. I don't care if it has Slim Jim label on it. I don't care if it was. I don't care if it was the Stardust ladder that was involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't care if it was a rocking chair. I don't care. Give me all of it. Give me the ankle bodies. Give me the pain. Bring all that my way, because I loved it. Oh, you're gonna tease the edge spot inside? Guess what? I love that too. Oh, but Candice LeRae went through a table. Guess what? She can go through more tables. I love that as well. Respectfully. Spanish flies, spears, you know what I'm saying? Sister Abigail's, you know what I'm saying? Just Nikki Cross getting involved. Give me all that. Beef app involved. Like, give me all of that. Please and thank you. 5 stars. 6.75 in the Tokyo Dome.
6.75 in the Tokyo Dome. I will be running this match back. Like, I want to see it again. This was definitely a great TLC match, and definitely a great 25th anniversary match for them. Like, when I realized this was the 25th anniversary of the TLC match, I'm like, oh, they gotta cook. You know what?
And they had the Hardys in the audience, and they had the Dudleys in the audience. Also, real quick. Bubba Ray, fuck Hulk Hogan.
He said it. Y'all already heard me on this episode. I'm like, hey, look, let God sort him out. That's how it is.
Nah, God ain't sorting him out because Lucifer got him.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Bullet train in a pine box with unleaded gasoline. Let's talk about it. First Sunday.
But definitely 5 stars, 6.75 in the Tokyo Dome. Again, shout out to the Dudleys and the Hardys being there. Obviously, of course, Cope and Christian Cage couldn't be there because they're signed with AEW. But I'm pretty sure that they were at home watching this, like, yes, and getting all the feels as well. So big shout out to them. Becky versus Lyra for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. No disqualification, no countouts. And if Lyra can't beat Becky, then she can no longer challenge for the Intercontinental Championship so long as Becky holds the title. When that stipulation was given, I kind of figured Becky was going to win. I just was trying to figure out how, and I thought it was going to be because Bayley would turn heel and cost her the match, and Bayley did cost her the match, but there was no heel turn involved. They made it look like an accident. So, the match started off incredibly slow, obviously because of the previous match. And so this was kind of a cool down match, even though they went damn near 30 minutes. This was a long match. And I think it really got interesting when the zip tie was involved, even though like Lyra got out of that shit easy and you saw her try to put the zip ties back on. And then when it was time for her to, get the zip ties off, obviously she couldn't do it with the fire extinguisher because she put it on herself a little too tight. So she had to go underneath the ring and have someone to cut it for her. But still, I did love the dynamic of the match. I thought that these girls are trying to commit murder one way or the other, because when that crowbar got introduced, I'm like, oh, y'all not trying to hurt somebody, y'all trying to send somebody to the damn hospital,
to the upper room.
Yes, literally. And the match did go on a little long, and it did take some warming up, but as the match progressed, obviously things got better. And as we said before, that steel chain got involved. Becky brought it in and used it on Lyra, and also used it on Bailey as well. The one spot, of course, I got to point out, because somebody made an edit of this, was when Becky was laying on the table on the outside, and then Lyra, that good camera work to the cameramen who were working this, Lyra came out of nowhere and hit her with that leg drop through the table. Someone added the bird sounds to that video, into that clip. I was like, y'all are insane. But shout out to Bird Lady, because yes,
Bird Lady, baby.
And that was funny as hell. I got to give him credit for that little edit.
Man, put that in the group chat after this. I want to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go back on because I found it on Blue Sky, so I'm definitely about to go and grab it from there and put it in the group chat, because that shit was hilarious. But Becky ended up becoming the winner, because Bailey accidentally cost Lyra the match. The match itself for me, I think, was like I said, very, very slow, very, very long, but it still ended up being a good match. I gave it a 3.75, in part because of the length. I thought it went a little too long, but still, it was a very, very solid match. The women brought it. Becky and Lyra have amazing chemistry, in part because Lyra not grew up, but Lyra was inspired by Becky to get into wrestling, obviously, and Becky is a real life mentor to her. So obviously, they know how to work together in the ring and out the ring, and all the matches that they've had together, have always been great matches. So yeah, just for the length is why I'm doing the 3.75. Otherwise, I would have gave it a 4.
Yeah, let me talk to you. I too have given it a 3.75, only because of the ending. I love the carnage. Look, and listen, like, just between Lyra and Becky, like, Lyra can go between those ropes.
Yes.
Like, that
Hooper.
lady, Bird Lady, can wrestle.
Hooper.
Okay. She is, look, Hooper, indeed. She is Luca with his weight in check. Like, that Irish lady is a professional wrestler.
She is.
I don't want to hear nobody say nothing different about her. If you think she's boring, I think you're wrong, but I disagree. But I will fight you if you think or say or fix your lips to say that lady cannot wrestle. She is a phenomenal wrestler. And displays like this are exactly why she is one of my favorites to get called up in recent memory. And especially now that they're giving her opportunities now to show more of her personality to match. Because once you get that down pat, she is off to the races.
Yes.
As soon as you get that down pat, she's right there. Like, oh my gosh. Lyra Valkyria, the woman that you are, the bird woman that you are. As far as Becky Lynch goes, like, Becky is such a legend in her own time, bro. Like, this is the last, like, this is the last full-time run we're gonna get of Becky forever.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. Like, after she's done with this run, like, she's either a part-timer or she's packing it in. It's one or the other. We're not gonna get her back. So I really want people to take this in and like just admire every moment, admire what she's given us, like, be appreciative of what she's given us, because this was a banger match. This is the chemistry between these two has always been off the charts. We got a legend and a future legend going at it. This is something we're going to look back on in Lyra's career. But like, man, remember that's how she took on Becky Lynch? Like, this is one of those type deals. Like, and this was fantastic. And the shenanigans type ending, I'm not a fan of, and that stops this from being a 4 for me. So 3.75 just on that alone. Fantastic match. Did love the ending. I'm on the flip side. I'm glad that Lyra is being moved away from them and moved out of the situation, so she doesn't deal with this BS no more and get caught between Bayley and Becky shenanigans.
Right.
But yeah.
I
was 5-1. I was 5-1 on night 2 predicting matches. This is the only one I got wrong.
I did think that with the stipulation, I was like, I suspect that Becky is going to win, but in my heart of hearts, I'm like, I really do want Lyra to win though, so I really hope that she does. But if she doesn't, I get it. But this does give an opportunity to Lyra to move on from the Women's Intercontinental Championship scene and go on to do bigger and better things. She's her. One thing that I just got to mention again, as we said, she is a hooper. She can really go. Her being handicapped for a good 10 to 15 minutes with those zip ties, and the fact that she was still able to perform the way she does, that's proof right there that that lady can go. That lady can go. So yeah, big shout out to Lyra, man. She is she one of them ones, and now that you're seeing her like a little more of her personality, like a lot of people on Blue Sky did not see like what the point in her was. They were just like, just the bird lady. She comes out dressed like a bird and has a match. But I'm like, y'all just pay attention to her matches. She can really go. And now a lot of the people that I follow on Blue Sky are like, oh yeah, no, she can hoop. She really is a hooper. So yeah, big shout out to them. We gave it 3.75 for different reasons, obviously. But yeah, what we saying?
Also, one more thing. I knew that Lyra was cooked when Becky came out with a new theme.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Like when she came out with the new theme, at first I didn't know who it was, and then I had to do some digging, and I'm like, oh wait, this is the Wonder Years. But and apparently it was advertised, but again, I've been working all week, so I didn't see that advertisement. But I'm just like, okay, well, she didn't get Def Rebelled. She got the Wonder Years to do her song, so hats off to her. She must have said like, hey, do not touch my new theme, Def Rebel. I'm sorry. I'm getting a real band to do it. So, and I actually like the theme,
I like it too. I don't know. I miss, just for nostalgia purposes, like Celtic Invasion is iconic for her and her character, and they're very much attached at the hip. But this new one, it's all right. That gift where it's like,
Yeah.
That's how I
Nah, yeah, definitely. So, moving on. This is the worst match of the night for me. The cage match for the United States Championship, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, and I think that they could have done more. There's really not too many things to like really highlight, other than the fact that the MFTs got involved and they handcuffed Jacob, and Jacob was able to break it out. And of course, we see Solo keep trying to run away and Jacob dragging him back until eventually Tala Tonga knocks the cage into both of them, and then Solo just kind of flounders out the ring. It's really not. It could have been more to this match than what it was. I think that they could have added a little more brutality to it. The one highlight I remember is that this man Solo kicked out of 2 Mighty Moonsaults, and it barely kicked out of 1. So
nobody's ever kicked out of 1.
Yeah, no one has ever kicked out of 1. So the fact that he got kicked out of 2 in a row, that's crazy. And then of course Jacob kicked out of the 1 spike that he got. So I at that point I knew, like, okay, somebody's not getting pinned. Somebody is going to be leaving the cage. If that's what they're doing here, if they're kicking out of the finishers like that, somebody's walking out the door. And if that's the case, then obviously Solo's going to retain. This was the one that I got wrong, because I wanted Jacob to win this one. But I think that they have enough faith in Jacob to where he doesn't have to be a mid card anymore. They're going to push him to the moon at this point. And then, of course, we saw at the end of the match him doing that moonsault off the top of the cage. to JC Mateo. I really hate saying that. Jeff Cobb and Tongaloa. So yeah, this was the worst match of the night for me. This one, I gave it 2.5, just because I actually liked the shenanigans in this match. I just wish that there was more brutality and that they did more in the ring. It felt kind of like, it just kind of felt like a standard match with a couple of cage spots here and there. It didn't feel like a real cage match to me. But either way, that's kind of how I felt.
I'm giving this match 2 stars, 3 in the bingo hall. And yeah, there's really not much to say about this. Jacob is earmarked for bigger and better things. Solo, this is his opportunity to break away because I mentioned about being typecast earlier in this recording, and I worry about that for Solo because he is funny.
Yeah,
like that funny. He is unintentionally like the funniest guy in WWE. Like he is a hoot and a half. That guy is, and I don't want him to be all fun and games because like he can go on the ring. I think people underestimate the kind of wrestler he is. I think he's been overshadowed by everybody else in his family, and that's not really his fault. But he can really go with the best of them, and he could show that he could hang in there with Jacob. But it was absolutely the right call for him to retain. It was absolutely the right call for Jacob to lose and not eat the pin. Eat the pin in the process. If only, I just wish that, if they were going to do the shenanigans, plan it out right. Jimmy came out there with no plan.
No.
Like, you had to know, like, the MFTs was going to be out there, and they were going to be, like, all over the place. They outnumber you.
Right.
There's 3 of them. There's one of you. Please. Go get Zilla. Go get Lance. What are Roman and Jay doing?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, man, go get your family, bro. You got other family members.
Please go do something. Go get somebody. Go recruit somebody. Go get the APA. Something.
APA is insane.
You got options, but the moon spot was the best spot in the match. They saved it for afterwards. So whatever. Big nothing. What to do about nothing.
Yeah.
I said 2 stars, 3 in a bingo hall.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The Intercontinental Championship match between Dirty Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. Now, I personally loved all of the hijinks of this match because this was definitely a love letter to Ray and Eddie SummerSlam 2005, with AJ even coming out in the Eddie gear and having coming out in the drop top lowrider with his son, who oddly looked like a young Dominic.
So talk about it. That was all kinds of appropriation in that moment.
Indeed. I'm just saying that, like, okay, so we are culturally appropriating Eddie Guerrero. I know this was like a tribute to him, clearly, but I'm just like, this is interesting. And then,
are you sure? I was like, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We got the obviously a few spots that I wanted to highlight. Naturally, we got the whole lie, cheat, steal thing where Dominic used the chair to hit the mat and then tossed the chair to AJ and then act like he got hit. I did like how AJ improvised where he put the chair on his neck and then fell out on the ground. And if you noticed, he also started twitching his leg like he was Devon. And I'm just like, I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, okay, great callback. What I didn't notice Dom loosening his boot, but it made sense because obviously that was a callback to WrestleMania 20 between Eddie and Kurt, where Eddie loosened his boot to get that advantage, and sure enough, when he got in the calf crusher and he realized, oh, there's a boot in my hand, Dominic took advantage of it, and of course he hit the frog splash and got the win. So I really and truly loved the dynamic between AJ and Dom this entire build, because obviously Dom saying that he's not clear and AJ just stalking him, like doing the whole thing and dressing up as a janitor, just like, I'm just waiting for you to get cleared, and pretending to be his valet. That whole build up to this match, the energy matched each other. Like the comedy sketches in the build and the comedy that happened in the match, I think really made for a very entertaining match. Out of a match that I really didn't see being this big of a highlight on my bingo card, but just the love letter to Eddie, all the things that happened in this match, I was like, okay, the only I was trying to think there might have been one more callback in there, but either way, regardless, I thought it was a fun match. I gave it 4 stars. I thought that this was really, really, really entertaining. And obviously, if you watch Raw, we're not done. But now we got Dominic and the 4 El Grande Americanos. If you include Chad Gable, so that is going to be interesting. I'm trying to figure out who this 4th one popped up, because I had it in my mind. I'm like, watch this be Tyler Bate, because I saw when the 2nd one and I got a close up on his face. I was like, oh yeah, that's Pete Dunne. But if this 4th one happens to be Tyler Bate, I would not be surprised. So
yeah, it is. Oh man,
that's my rating.
Listen, in the build to this match, AJ had more jobs than Uncle Ruckus, bro. This man was everywhere. That man was security, valet. This man was praying on his knees, praying for himself. He was the most memeable wrestler over the last 2 months, bro.
Mm-hmm.
AJ's a freaking riot, man. But yeah, man, you're absolutely right. This the match matched the energy that was given. Very fun time. Dom shenanigan again.
Mm-hmm.
He was never going to lose his match.
No.
But it was a fun time. Lots of callbacks. And what did he say on Monday Night Raw? That AJ said he's not done with them. And he's like, you're running out of tricks and you're running out of time. And then Tom said, you're running out of time because you're old.
I was like, well, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. But man, they gonna double strap dirty Dominic Guerrero here pretty soon. He's gonna win that AAA Mega Championship.
Oh, you think they taking it off Vikingo and putting it on Dom?
Absolutely. It's either him or Americano for sure.
That would be crazy, dog. If you get Dirty Dom coming up on Raw as both Intercontinental and AAA Mega Champion, you know what? I'm
just like his daddy wanted. His dad wanted. Might as well.
Yeah, you know what? I won't be mad at it. And I know I know for on-screen purposes, Ray was just like, I still wish Eddie had won that match and shit like that. I saw him post that on Instagram and whatnot. But I know, if we were doing a WWE Unreal segment, that man Ray would probably pop in bottles if Dom comes home with that AAA Mega Championship. He's just like, hey, look, son, we got like 5 bottles of champagne here for you. Your wife is here in the background. She threw a whole big ass party for you. We got the food. Like, I know he gonna
live here too.
Yeah, they gonna have a fiesta if Dom brings that title home. I already know. So, yeah, man, 4 stars. 4 stars. We've come to the main event. This was the street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Now, I'm just going to preface this a little bit. I said this thing would happen in one of 4 ways. And I said this on the Khaotic Kulture page. I said, 1, Cena lied and is still a heel. 2, Cody's going to turn heel and we're going to get Cody Lander. 3, the match is going to end clean with both of them still being baby faces and just walking away. And then I had this 4th scenario. I said, or there's a chance that R-Truth pops up. But the way that they've been treating R-Truth lately, we haven't seen him in some weeks. I'm just kind of like, I doubt he's going to show up. But it would be nice if he did. That being said, we got option number 3. But it was a very, very, very incredible match. Overbooked, overproduced, and I loved every single moment of it. I hate to quote Bruce Pritchard in that, but this was the need for it to be overbooked and overproduced because it was just so many back and forths. Of course, it was a finisher spot fest, obviously, with them throwing out so many attitude adjustments and crossroads and whatnot. We got, Cena busting out moves that he hadn't done in years. This man pulled out a code red out of nowhere and looked at the camera like, did I actually was able to do that again? And of course, doing the leg drop off the back of the neck from the top rope. I'm like, dang, yeah. Cena pulling out all the stops. Cody obviously, did some heelish tactics, but not to the point where he would full blown go on heel. Obviously, he would be the opposing force in this match because everyone knows this is Cena's last SummerSlam, and they're going to be in his corner and whatnot. Though, unlike everybody else, everyone said that everybody was like straight booing Cody. I'm like, no, Cody did get some cheers. I did hear them saying Cody Rhodes a couple times. Was it majority John Cena cheers? Yes, I even heard a Super Cena chant. So there's that. But this match had everything. They fought in the crowd. Obviously, Cena took a bump on the metal barricade. These two went underneath the stage and came up to Cody Vader. That part I thought, I was like, oh man, this is goofy wrestling for life. But you know what? It works for the scope of the match. We had John, like, not just you doing the AA, but actually throwing Cody a couple times. I thought, wow, okay, they're serious.
That takes real strength though, for real.
It really does. And as the announcer said, like, Cody is not a small dude. Pause. He literally him trying to carry Cody down the ramp. I'm like, yeah, John is getting old, and Cody is a 200-pounder. So yeah, takes a lot of core strength. Shoot, what else? There was so many spots that happened. Obviously Cody going through the announcer's desk. A couple of them went through a few of them went through some tables. Naturally, I think the last spot where Cody hit the Crossroads trifecta and it didn't work. I was surprised at that. I'm like, dang, he got the third one and it still didn't work. Oh,
that joint put down Roman.
Yes. Cena was literally Super Cena tonight. I'm like, oh, they put him in overdrive. And of course, the two AAs, including the AA from the top rope, that didn't work. So they were going for that next one through the table. And then, of course, it looked like, I think what happened is that the table was a bit too far. So we really couldn't see the Cody hitting an actual cutter. He'd hit him with something, but because the table was too far, they obviously had to improvise. And Cody really took the majority of that bump, but Cena sold it like crazy. So I got to give him props for that. And then, of course, we got the final end where Cena is struggling to stand and Cody hits the salute, which is their version of I'm sorry, I love you. He hits one Crossroads and Cody is the champion again. And you know what? This was beautifully done. As I said, overproduced, overbooked, and I loved every moment of it. I think that this was not only an apology for the WrestleMania 41 match, but it went miles above that. Very, very, very entertaining. Very, very nice story told. You could tell that Cody really wanted this, and of course he used like the bottom turnbuckle at times to get desperate and whatnot. And of course, Cena ended up turning that into like an STFU, which I still wish, out of all the times that he has used the STF, I've only seen John Cena do it correctly twice. The first time that he used it, and when he used it against Punk at Elimination Chamber. Everything else has been like the fake one. And I'm just like, I really don't like it. It's more of a
remember he tried using it to strangle Umaga at the Royal Rumble.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. I saw that callback, or I remember that callback. So overall, from the story that they told, of course, the passing of the torch, Cody damn near crying in the ring because he knows that this is John Cena's last SummerSlam and they just had a banger of a match. You can tell like Cody really, really loves this guy. And, we get to see face Cena at the very, tail end of his farewell tour instead of, the heel part. The heel run was an experiment. We hadn't seen Cena be heel since 2002 or 2003-ish, and finally seeing that glimpses of that heel run again was nice to see. But with it being his farewell tour, I'm glad that he went back to being who he was, Super Cena, bringing out back the colorful Titantron and interacting with the cameraman again and doing that last run and having this moment with the fans before the very end, which we'll talk about. 5 stars. I'm not giving it anything lower than that. In part because that's also John Cena's last match, and it's one of the best. That's one of the best matches John Cena has ever had at SummerSlam, if not the best.
It's up there. I can't even disagree with you there. This was every bit of what we deserved at WrestleMania.
Yes.
to say that this was better than what we got at WrestleMania would be a drastic understatement. Like that, I don't understand that Cena wrestled the way that he did at WrestleMania to kind of prove a point where he told everybody, "You get nothing." Like,
Yeah.
and he said it, and he stood on it, and he still won. The way that he did is one thing, but like to pull out all the stops here, like, man, do you really have to retire in 4 months? Like, you kind of keep this
Right.
going for a bit longer. The juice is still there. Like, you still got this. And it would be, man, just, oh man, I'm sad that this is like on the tail end of what we're seeing here with John Cena. Like as the countdown goes on, because this was like an incredible match. This is an incredible match. I had a moment where I'm watching it. I'm watching this with my brother, and I'm telling him that I think that John Cena is one of the greatest of all time. And my brother, who doesn't watch wrestling, who just knows Cena from everywhere else, like, well, why do you say that? And I told him, like, when I really sit down and recant all of my favorite matches or favorite moments over like the last 20 plus years I've been watching wrestling, Cena's in a lot of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of performances like this. Like Super Cena versus Cody Lander with NXT booking, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was such an amazing match. The spots, the fighting into the crowd, all the false finishes, the kicking out of the Avalanche AA, just the cutters,
Yeah.
the tables, the Cody Vader getting involved, like with the yeah, man, goofy wrestling for life, as you said, man. Like this shit goofy as hell, and it's cool.
Shout out to
Despite
Simon
that,
Miller.
shout out to Simon Miller, man, my favorite bald asshole. But but yeah, man, this is the type of performance that's gonna make me realize like how much I'm gonna miss John Cena when he's gone.
For sure,
So,
man.
like salute to the Chain Gang Soldier. I'm giving this match 6 stars, 8 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
7, 8. Yeah, man. Listen, this is it's gonna be hard, with John Cena not being in the WWE. It's really gonna be interesting. I know we're used to it because he was kind of like on a part-time schedule, but with him being like actually gone, it's really going to be different. And I think that in a lot of cases, John Cena is the kind of guy I wish Hulk Hogan was in real life. And I hate to bring up that name, but it's just what John Cena has done for the business and what he's done with the Make-A-Wish Foundation in general, and just how he was such an influence to kids. And yeah, I was never on the Cena hate train especially in the late 2000s and early 2010s. I was never like, oh, I hate Cena, or I'm never one of those people who said Cena sucks. I'd really like the dude.
I was.
And sometimes it be like that, sometimes you want something fresh.
Yeah.
What I really didn't like was the booking choices that Vince made, but that was a Vince issue, not a Cena issue for me.
Yeah.
So but as a performer and as a person, he is, this generation's, hey, again, hate to bring that name up, he's this generation's Hogan. He was the 2000s version of Hogan, the guy that everybody loved, and the guy that really did all that he could for the business, but also, he in real life actually made wishes for the kids as part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and is really a respectable person. Outside of, minor things that you might hear, but nobody's perfect. No major scandals or anything like that. Just, Cena trying to be the best person he can be. So with this being Cena's farewell match at SummerSlam, this was well deserved. This was the match everybody was hoping for, and we got. And for someone who had been in the business since 2000, 2001, made his main roster debut in 2002, and is has the most WWE championships out of everybody, at least in WWE's record books anyway, because we know that there's some title wins that they don't count for Ric Flair, but still, to have 17 WWE championships under your belt, that is ain't nobody touching that. I'm sorry. If someone does, I will be surprised. It probably won't be, as we're youth. I'll probably be an old man before I see that again. But still, thank you, John Cena or John Felix Anthony Cena Jr. in this case. We salute you, good sir. We salute you, good sir. And then we get to the ending. I have words, but for the sake of time, I'm going to try and curtail. I'm not going to curtail it. I'm not going to be nice, but I'm definitely going to be. I'm going to be blunt, but I'm going to be quick about it. As a wrestling fan, I get it. From a storyline perspective, I get it. This would, be amazing if and only if this man was not involved in a lawsuit that pertains to somebody being sexually assaulted.
Trafficked.
That is really what has really been like just getting at me. It's like, man, if he did not have that, then I would absolutely 100% love the way that this ended, because again, Brock Lesnar is a part of Cena's legacy. These two literally came up in OVW together as part of the Big Four. They literally had matches against each other. Literally were, billed as the next leading superstars of the company until, Brock abruptly quit. But even when he came back, it was against John Cena. And these two have had history like going back 20 years. So it makes sense. But I still, that dark stain, the fact that this is and should be a PR nightmare. And the fact that nothing has really been settled with this case for real, because if you listen to the statement from the attorneys of the young lady, aka Janelle Grant, you would see that they were like, this doesn't make sense. Why would they go this route? But, granted, I know the lawsuit isn't necessarily aimed at Brock, but he's still a part of that story of her being trafficked. So the fact that WWE thought that it would be a good idea, I don't know what they're hearing backstage. Maybe somehow WWE legal thinks that it's okay, that they might have, know some information that we don't know. And so they went ahead and just, or TKO might have learned some information that we don't know. And they thought, okay, you know what? He should be clear to go. Whatever backlash we receive, it is what it is. But if that were the case, you shouldn't, be canceling media scrums. You should have let the media have their day and find out, the reasoning behind it. But because of that, that makes me really question, what are we really doing, guys? And sometimes I got to remember the wrestling business is unfortunately what it is. And it has a lot of scumbags, and it has a lot of people who have done some nefarious things. And sometimes the business can be very forgiving. Obviously, WWE is very forgiving of one Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, even after that sex tape dropped. And what was said in the sex tape, they after a couple of years, they welcomed him back like nothing happened. And it's just like, at one point, are you going to be like, you know what, no matter how much money you bring, nah, we got a moral code that we got to uphold. But I guess that moral code does not exist, clearly, because, they decided to show video packages of Triple H at the White House, knowing good and damn well, like, for one, you're in New Jersey, so you're not in a good spot of people who do not like the current, holder of the presidency.
Tangerine Palpatine.
Great nickname. I don't know what gave you the bright idea that that was going to work over well, but that audience let you have it when when you played that little visual. They was like, nah, we not with this. But still, I just think that the optics on that is absolutely crazy, especially because she still hasn't had her day in court. And I take the stance of believe all women. She needs to get the justice that she deserved. And the fact that y'all just saw fit to bring him back. Yeah.
Uh,
Not really a fan of, and I'm really missing my words here because I really could have gone off, but again, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna keep it brief. Yeah, WWE, this was very, very bold of you, and I don't agree with this at all. I'm not gonna quit watching wrestling, but I've never held them. I'm never gonna hold WWE to some higher moral code, and I never will at this point.
no shit,
And
dude.
yeah, at some point, it's just got to be like, guys, can we really just sit down and think about what we're doing? You know, forget the bottom line. You really don't need Brock to tell this story. You really don't. But yeah, okay. And if this would happen to be a special request from John Cena, like I just got to have this one match, bring in for one match, and then that's it. Even then, I'm kind of like, but I guess I would be like, all right, I still don't like it. And I still want her to have her day in court, but I would be a little more understanding. But just to bring him back into the whole fold as if like nothing happened, yeah, I'm gonna quit talking.
I just want to know where the line is. Like
Apparently, there is none.
when it comes to like human decency and human empathy and understanding of what it means to deal with like sexual assault and sex trafficking and like abuse of this type of order. Like we're not talking about like Vince had a relationship with this woman and that he might have like yelled at her or he might have beat on her or whatever. Now we're talking about somebody that we're talking about passed around, forced to do things for somebody else. Brock is not, he didn't do anything illegal in the sense of legal ramifications.
Yeah,
This isn't about him. But his name was mentioned in that deposition 44 times.
right.
44 times. You were involved. You were complicit. You were a part of the circle that was involved in this woman's suffering. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay as a person. That's not okay for him as a husband. That's not okay for him as a father of girls at that.
Yes,
Like, none of this stuff is okay. Like, we can wave it off or whatever, and a lot of people have. It's just, I just want to know where the line is. We're parading around a president, talk about make America fit again, and he has a diet soda button in the White House. Like, and that's not even a joke.
it's not. I know it's not.
It's not even a joke. Like, I just want to know where the line is. When is enough gonna be enough? We're talking about like somebody that was blatantly racist. They have 4 tributes, but we couldn't get not one mention of Black History Month. We couldn't even get one acknowledgement of Juneteenth. We couldn't get one acknowledgement of Pride. But we got 4 tributes
4 tributes.
for a known racist. And still saw his, like, as we watched Monday Night Raw tonight, we saw commercials for his beer.
Y'all saw commercials for his beer. I got the Netflix where I don't gotta see that motherfucker.
That was weird. Like,
yeah, still.
I'm like, was that beer good enough to die for? That's crazy. But I digress. Yeah, just I don't know where the line is in this. It's very disappointing. It's very disheartening, and it's very just I don't know, sick.
Very.
This is very sick that you would allow somebody with these type of allegations into your space like this, and I think it's also sick that he came back to thunderous applause. Because
Yeah.
it's also like this, as despicable as the action is, I thought of from TKO and WWE. I think it just morally just shows us where we are as a people. That people are just kind of just hand waving and dismissive of these type of allegations, and these type of legal ramifications. Because again, he is not legally liable for what she's not suing him,
Right.
but he was involved. And if you read some of those things that she mentioned, like, why would you want that? Like, even if it's seen as request, like, why would you want that? I don't know, man. I have this moral back and forth with humans, like with humans, because I don't want to believe that they were all bad. I don't want to believe they were all good. It has to be like an ebb and a flow, a give and a take, but or a yin and a yang. But it's not. I don't even think it's 50-50. Like even the most like beautiful people have like dark sides to them, and like sides of like toxicity to them. Even the richest, most well-intentioned people have a side to them that makes you wonder how they got there, and it'll explain it. Like even like the kindest souls on the outside are some of the darkest, most tormented folks on the inside, and even vice versa. It's just I just don't know what it is anymore, and I just wish that I knew. I wish I understood. And maybe that could help me function better as a human and how to move and navigate in this world. Because right now, I just don't get it.
I don't know what it is about certain people, man. And yeah, human nature is a very funny thing. And yeah, not everybody, nobody here is perfect. And for me, it's just like, yeah, people are gonna have their dark sides to them. But at what point do you say that, hey, we have to draw the line, we have to stick to this moral code and these moral values, and not like allow this kind of behavior, and not allow these kind of people who exude this behavior come into our fold? As
Mhm.
you said, you do 4 tributes to Hulk Hogan. I know what he meant for the business. We all know, but he was
We wouldn't
still,
be here. We wouldn't be
yeah,
here.
yeah, but he was still a known racist,
Mhm.
and an admitted one at that. And regardless, it didn't make any sense to me. And then to bring Brock back into the fold, knowing that yes, there is no legal ramifications for him, because again, he's not the one that is being, the lawsuit is not geared towards him, and he can't be held in like any legal liability, but it's just still the optics. Again, he was mentioned 44 times in the disposition. That is absolutely insane. You were still involved in it, you were still a part of it, even if it didn't eventually happen. It still named you. You were still complicit in at least a plot regarding that. So it's just, I don't know. When I heard that he was a part of that, like the first time that those when the allegations came out, I looked at Brock a little different, because Brock was like one of my favorites in wrestling in general. And then just hearing that is just kind of like, yeah. And again, the wrestling fan in me is like, wants to be excited for this. And from a storytelling perspective, it's like, yes, okay, I get it. But because of that dark stain on his life and his career, and the dark stain of the WWE in general with this lawsuit, and allowing something like this to happen behind the scenes, is just kind of like, yeah, where, I don't get it. Where will we draw the line? Or is there no line anymore? Is it,
WWE went
do we
full
love
mask off.
money? Yeah, do we love money, and do we love our beloveds so much that we're not willing to hold them accountable?
Apparently so. Apparently so. Like
That
WWE
is
went
insane.
they went full mask off or hood off this
Yeah,
past weekend in that regard. Um, it's just kind of disheartening that this is where we're at, like as a people
yeah,
and morally. Like I heard some people telling me like, so who cares? Who cares? He's back. It's Brock Lesnar. He's a legend. And it's like, I don't care. Listen, same thing with Hogan. I don't care what your legacy is. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what those moments that you might have accomplished at that time might have meant to me as a person. But if I find out that you are a shitty human, if I find out you're a bad person, all of it goes away. I
exactly.
do not care. I do not care that Hulk Hogan meant so much to the business. I don't care about his contributions to the business. I don't care about Brock's contribution to the business. I don't care about his UFC run. I don't care about what kind of freak athlete he is. I just I just want people like him gone, gone and out of the way. I don't mean like dead, just out of the way.
Out of the way. Well, that seems like the perfect time for us to go ahead and call it quits. But with that in mind, to my audience, I hope that you did get a chance to watch SummerSlam. And if not, watch this review and let us know what you think. Definitely, go to Peacock and watch it if if you really enjoy wrestling. What are your thoughts on the matches? Do you agree with the rankings that we gave it? Is there any more points that you want to point out, or is there anything else that you caught that we might have missed? Let us know. Also, I'm just gonna say, let us know how you feel about this whole Brock Lesnar situation, because obviously neither of us like this at all. We do not, and I'm just gonna continue to pray for Janelle Grant and pray for, that she gets the justice that she deserves, and she will have her day in court. And I'm just hoping that again, that nothing can really repair that trauma that was caused to her, but at least she gets some semblance of justice from this. But that being said, it's clear that WWE's moral code has completely gone out the water. So I honestly, I don't know. But that being said, y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. This will be the last episode of season 6. Of course, we will return in mid-September for season 7. I want to cut this off, not just because of, taking a summer break, which we usually do every August anyway, but also because, again, we have to get prepared for this panel that we're having at Anime NYC on August 23rd. So in order for me to dedicate myself full time to that and making sure that I got everything together, obviously we have to take a little bit of a break and a little bit of a hiatus. But this was coming anyway, because again, August is that time for us to recharge and come back with some new topics. Not naturally, we're going to talk more about, what's going on in Black America. Obviously, we see that we are having parties or trying to have parties despite everything going on. You see some people are actually having like line dancing parties across the world. So we want to touch on that and how that's affected us. We want to bring in some more people who are doing content creating. We want to bring in some more people who are in the community. And of course, we are going to bring back the Music Roundtable, not only in the traditional sense, but also for artists that we love. If they don't have the catalog that can go into S, A, B, C, and D tiers, we're going to rank them as far as, what is their highest ranking album, what you think is their lowest ranking album, and then we'll do it like that. We've got a lot of plans geared up, but before we do that and before we sign off, JB, do you have any shout outs or any plugs that you want to do before we get up out of here?
Absolutely. Shout out to Culture Clash. Shout out to that's my family right there. Got a lot of big things happening over there. Last week we hosted our Summerfest block party show that I hosted. It was a good time. Shout out to everybody that did come out. Man, anybody else I want to shout out real quick? Man, shout out to you, bro. Like 6 seasons, like kudos, man. Like that's consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like that's loyalty and consistency to yourself and to your own brand. So I applaud that.
Appreciate it, man. We trying new things and trying new avenues. The one thing I said is I'm not going to give up, because a lot of podcasts don't make it to 5 years, much less 6 seasons. And I'm here, 5 years later and trying to go do a season 7 and just trying to keep pushing. So, yeah, guys, I definitely appreciate the love and support, man. Like for that means a lot to me. I'm going to keep going. We're going to keep grinding. And of course, we're going to have more wrestling episodes between myself, JB, and Vonnie. And of course, anybody else who wants to join. There'll definitely be some more wrestling content coming from us as well, because, at the end of the day, we're all nerds. This is the shit that we love. I've started paying more attention to AEW, and I've been paying more attention to TNA just because of their partnership with WWE. So there's that. And then we get to watch Triple Mania for freaking free on YouTube, bro, for the free ski. If there's one thing that, listen, I will give WWE a lot of shit, but I will give them praise for that. Thank you, because if you didn't live in Mexico or have a VPN, we wouldn't be able to watch Triple Mania. And now we get a chance to do that, man. Shout out to Lucha Libre.
Real graps.
Yes, real graps. Anyway, I'm approaching the 2-hour mark. I don't want to hold this up too long, because again, I got to edit this and we got to get this on the net. So once again, guys, please be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Khaotic Kulture Podcast on your favorite DSP. please be sure that again you go and follow JB versus the World on all his platforms. Definitely JB versus the World or JBV the World for Twitter. And definitely check out his YouTube shorts. You know, he puts a lot of work into it, so damn sure be sure that you pay attention to that. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at Khaotic Kulture 1. You can follow us on Instagram and Threads at Khaotic Kulture Pod. You can follow us on Blue Sky, chaoticculture.bsky.social. You can follow us on Facebook at the Khaotic Kulture Podcast Facebook page. Of course, you can subscribe to the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Khaotic Kulture Pod for any bonus episodes and, of course, to get episodes early. Once again, we appreciate your support. If you listen to Spotify or Apple, once again, please be sure that you give us a 5-star rating. And for bonus episodes, obviously, you'll have to either go to the Patreon or you'll have to go to YouTube, because I won't be able to put that on streaming services for obvious reasons. You know, we're trying to get a little bit of bread over here. Anyway, you can follow me, Ked the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. And of course, you can follow all of my co-hosts at their respective logins. Sappy at Scraps14 on all social media. Scuba Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. JJ Lee Trey on all social media. And of course, Law at L.JR_96 on Instagram and Law96_ on X. And of course, Miss Nasa and I'm Nakaso on all social media. Of course, we're going to be having some more special guests coming next season as well, so please be sure that you stay in tune for that. And of course, more anime related stuff, because naturally we're having an anime related panel this upcoming month, so that's going to be in the works as well. Also, please be sure that you stay tuned, because I do have 1 or 2 more announcements, but I will let you know when that second announcement will hit. The other announcement will just be, you know, me promoting season 7 and promoting the panel, so there's that. But yeah, we're gonna be a lot more involved in these cons, so just stay tuned. If you love going to cons, whether it be like anime cons or nerd cons, just keep your eye on us, because we're gonna be everywhere. That being said, we're gonna get up out of here, because I gotta edit and we gotta sleep. It's late and we gotta make sure this episode is out. So with that, I appreciate you, JB, for once again coming up and joining me for this wrestling episode. Thank you all for everyone who has supported this platform for 6 seasons. And we definitely can't wait to show you what we have in store for season 7. So with that, this has been the season finale of the Khaotic Kulture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, God is love, and I am out of here. Deuces.
Stay black for the prize, y'all.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Khaotic Kulture Podcast. And